Good day, everyone, and welcome to This Week from Rockdale. And I am your host, Larry Cox, coming to you live from Rockdale County, Georgia. No finer place to live and no finer place to battle corrupt government of all forms: Board of Education, Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers. So, guys, just to let y'all know, the show has been under attack by individuals reporting the show in my website and my Facebook pages as fake pages, as um, with copyright infringements and all kinds of other stuff. So I've had to go in and challenge these things the last 2 weeks to keep the show on the air, because if I don't challenge these things within a 48-hour time period, they will shut down my Facebook pages. So just want to let you know that we are fighting these charges that are false, because we are real people and we're a real page. And it's just individuals not wanting the truth to be told, not wanting facts to be out there. These individuals who want misinformation and misrepresentation to continue as usual in Rockdale County. So we will continue to spread the word, spread the message, and fight the good fight here on This Week from Rockdale, so that you are able to let your voices be heard through this channel and through this show. Let me go ahead and start by saying hi to some folks in the chat. So we want to say hello to Charlotte Gellert, Tina Hobbs, Marie Withers, Cheryl Moulton, William Campbell, Cheryl Garcia, Dan Burks, Angela Asprio, Judy Bond, Jill Oden, and Doug Witham. Good evening, everyone. And if you guys, Gail Owens, nice to have you, and happy Easter, everyone. If you guys would not mind, let's share and like this show right now. Let's send a message that our voices won't be silenced, that we will let our voices be heard in Rockdale County, to the dislike of those in charge, to the dislike of those who want misinformation to be the norm in Rockdale County. Let's go ahead and share and like the show so that we can let the people of Rockdale County decide for themselves if they want to hear a show like This Week from Rockdale, and not these individuals report our pages as fake. And we have to go through the process of disputing these fake charges. Midge Johnson, nice to have you. Corliss Turner, nice to have you. Great to have you folks join the show tonight as we talk about the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers. The Fit Life with Danielle Munoz. Good night. Good evening, Danielle, and welcome to This Week from Rockdale, one of your favorite places on the planet to hear about, Rockdale County, and only the shenanigans that can happen in Rockdale County. So, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit tonight. So, what I would like to talk about is, what do we intend to do moving forward in Rockdale County? So, you've got organizations in Rockdale County, and we're bringing to you the truth of what's going on. We're letting you know. What the real information is, and we're dispelling misinformation. So, guys, I just want you to know that's what this show is about. This show is about dispelling misinformation that these government entities continually spew out. So I was informed this week. Let's talk about the Board of Education for a minute. So the Board of Education is planning on wanting the citizens of Rockdale County to vote on another e-splost, to expand the e-splost for another session, another term. They were going to originally have that e-splost vote in November during a special election. So I have been informed by a very reliable source that the Board of Education is going to push that to the March presidential primary. The reason they want to push that to the March presidential primaries, there'll be more voters voting. They also were aware that the Rockdale voter intended to oppose that and run a campaign against the SPLOST. At the same time, the Rockdale voter was going to have their own ballot question on the ballot regarding the host exemption being increased in Rockdale County to 100%. So with that information being, available to the Rockdale voter, the Rockdale voter has decided to push turning their petition in until November, having their petition on the March ballot alongside the e-SPLOST, so that we can give the citizens, vote yes for the host and vote no for the e-SPLOST, because it's a simple vote yes for tax relief and vote no for increased taxes. So we're going to push ours until March also. And there's another reason we want to push it to March, because if we're the only question on the ballot, then we would cost the taxpayers of Rockdale County $50,000 to hold this special election. And since we're doing an initiative to save the taxpayers' tax dollars, doesn't make sense for the Rockdale voter to put the host ballot petition on in November when we would be requiring the taxpayers to pay an additional $50,000 to hold this election, when we can just wait till March and it's already going to be financed by the county, because they have to have a 16 precinct election for the presidential primary. So it makes fiscal sense to do that. And the Rockdale voter is all about fiscal sense and not costing the taxpayers of Rockdale County one more dime than we need to. So just to let you guys know, we're going to continue the collecting of signatures. We're going to continue that tally going up. And that means we won't be turning that petition into the Board of Elections until November or December. And then that way we'll have it on that March of 24 presidential primary ballot. And it will be of no cost to the citizens of Rockdale County, because it will already have been budgeted to have a full county election at that time for the presidential primary. So that is the Rockdale voter being fiscally responsible, not costing the taxpayers of Rockdale County any additional funds to do this. And it will also coincide with the Board of Education and their SPLOST attempt, because we're going to educate the voters of Rockdale County as to, until we get a good explanation from the Board of Education why they really need these funds, what these funds are being allocated for, that we want a citizens oversight committee to help allocate these funds, then we can't support an e-SPLOST moving along any further until the citizens of Rockdale County have a say with any SPLOST funds that are being collected, any of our tax dollars that are being collected that we are authorizing. And you got to remember, when it comes to SPLOST funds, we, the citizens, are authorizing whatever entity it is, either the BOC or the BOE. We are authorizing them to take these funds and prepay them so that we can do capital expenditure projects. And I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about some projects that the Board of Education has funded with the SPLOST, and none of them look like capital expenditure projects. So when you look at the legislation that establishes the SPLOST, it's very clear the intent of these legislations and what they are intended. They're intended for capital expenditures. And guys, it's just not there. The capital expenditure is just not there. In the county has said that without SPLOST funds, there wouldn't be a Parks and Recreation. Well, Parks and Recreation is not a capital expense. So this is one way in particular that we know SPLOST funds are being spent by the BOC that are not a capital expenditure. In fact, we question the legitimacy of the whole SPLOST that just passed because it skirted around the law, and they danced with it to. It just wasn't correct, and that's why the Rockdale voter opposed it. We worked hard and diligent to work against it, and the Yes Plus people violated state law with their campaign, but they're, everybody said, well, one group said, well, we're not authorized to do anything. Another group said they're not authorized to do anything. So no one did anything about the illegal campaign run with dark money by the vote yes for the county SPLOST. So guys, what we need to do in Rockdale County is we need to unite behind some things. Just wanted to let you know what was up with the host petition and the host legislation. That will be on the ballot in March of 24, along with the eSPLOST and the presidential primary. So what does that mean for you, the voters of Rockdale County, when it comes to electing officials that will represent you in Rockdale County? I've got a clear idea of what should be done, and I'm going to share those ideas with you over the coming months and the time to come before the May 24 primary. So what I encourage all voters in Rockdale County to do is vote for whatever preference you want in the March presidential primary. Vote for whoever you feel is the right person, right party. It doesn't matter. You do what you want to in March. But in May, the citizens of Rockdale County need to vote only in one primary, the only primary that matters. And that'll be the Democrat primary in May, because the winner of those primaries will be the winners in November, because they will be unopposed. And they will be the elected officials to those posts that they run for in the May primary. So citizens of Rockdale County, in the May primary, we need to drop party affiliation and just realize that the only primary we need to vote in is the Democrat May primary. Then when November rolls around, all candidates are on the ballot. And then we can vote for whoever we want, whether it be a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, whatever you want to vote. Just write in anything you want to. It doesn't matter. But in May, we need to unify as one citizens group. We don't really have a party, but for your vote to make a difference and you have a voice, if you don't vote in the May Democrat primary, you really have no voice in Rockdale County, because whoever wins that May Democrat primary will be your chairman. They will be your post one commissioner. They will be your representative from House District 92, 93, 94, and 95. They will be your state senator from Senate 43. They will be your sheriff. They will be your court of clerk. They will be your probate judge. They will be your county clerk. So that's what we have to realize is, if you want to have a say and make a difference in the elections of Rockdale County, as a voter, you must vote in the May Democrat primary to actually have a say, to have a voice, and make a difference in Rockdale County. Again, you can vote for whoever you want in the March presidential primary. Vote for whoever you want in the November general election. Everybody will be on the ballot. You will not have to pick party affiliation. But we have to realize this. If we don't stay strong, stick together, and all vote in that May Democrat primary, then we're just tearing each other apart. We're not having a say, not making a difference, and we're not moving forward together. That's what we need to do, people. We need to act as one. The Rockdale voter will also be putting together who we should be voting for when it comes down to those May elections. We will be providing a list of preferred candidates that we would recommend that you vote for. Because it's not just enough that we say go out and vote, but we need to do some research, and we need to have these candidates vetted, that they're going to represent the best interest of you, and then we need to push those candidates, promote those candidates, and say this is who we need in office that will represent us. That's what we intend to do here at from this week from Rockdale and from the Rockdale voter. The Rockdale voter is going to be very aggressive in this. We're going to work hard. We're going to work with you, the citizens of Rockdale County, to make sure your voices are heard. Because if we don't, as voters of Rockdale County, stick together, then I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to let you guys know of an event that's going to be happening this coming Thursday. So this Thursday, Corey Hamrick's campaign is going to be having an event. To where he's going to be wanting to garner support and people to help with the campaign. And I recommend it if you want a fresh look and you want a fresh start for law enforcement in Rockdale County, then I would ask for you to join us this coming Thursday, April the 13th, at 2009 Irish Drive, Southeast Conyers, Georgia. And that'll be at 7 p.m. this coming Thursday, April the 14th, at 2009 Irish Drive, Southeast Conyers, Georgia. So if you would do that, and bring a couple of friends. If you support Corey Hamrick and a new movement to have a different sheriff in Rockdale County, then come to that event this Thursday. I'll be at that event this Thursday because I want to hear what Corey wants to do for Rockdale County. I'm actually going to be help and sponsor an event along with several churches in the community that we're going to talk about community relations between the police and the community. And we're going to foster a stronger relationship between police officers and the community. So I'm going to meet with some people this week from the churches and Corey's campaign, and we're going to put together this event that we hope to hold at one of the churches here in Rockdale County sometime in mid-May. It'll be a family-oriented event to where, you can bring your children, and we want to introduce you in ways that we can connect police officers and the community, and we can begin to form a bond so that we can begin to trust each other once again. So I'm very excited about these kind of things. I see my friend Donald Ferguson has joined the chat. I have supported Donald for sheriff several times, and from what I gather, Donald won't be running for sheriff again this time, and I understood he was going to be supporting Corey. So that'll be interesting. But guys, I encourage you, come out Thursday, April 13th, and let's see what Corey Hamrick has to say, what he wants to do for Rockdale County, and why he would be a better option to be your sheriff other than Eric Levitt. I think we need different options. We need other candidates. We need different people to run for office in Rockdale County so that we change things up, because we don't need to keep things the same over and over and over again, because things become stale. People become accustomed to holding these offices, and they just do things that they want to do, and they enforce and they invoke their will upon you, and instead of invoking the will of the people. That's what we have with these three commissioners specifically. These three commissioners invoke their will upon you instead of them listening to you and what you want done. They do to you what they want to do. And it's not for your best interest, but it's for their best interest. I'll say that again. It's not for your best interest, but it's for their best interest. You've got one of them that's got their own nonprofit that's sort of entangled with the county, with the grits and grace, and I call it grits and gravy. But and you've got one that's making phone calls and soliciting and trying to get housing developments pushed through the county, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we have these individuals who are pushing their agenda, and they don't even have a real agenda. These guys don't have a true agenda. They don't have a plan, and they don't know what they're doing. That's why we need to upset the apple cart. We need to elect a different group of individuals. We need to start over. We need to reset Rockdale. And the way we reset Rockdale is through you, the voters of Rockdale County, standing up, making a difference, putting party politics aside, putting race aside, putting all these things aside that these politicians want to focus on to get you off track. That's what politicians do. They want to focus on things to get you off track, to change the narrative so that the truth doesn't come out, so that they can continue the game of misinformation and misleading the voters of Rockdale County. And that's what's been going on for a very long time now. And if you and I stick together and say enough is enough, then we can vote in the May primary. We can bring our friends to the ballot. We can encourage others to go to the ballot and vote for individuals who will see things in a different way, who will represent the people and not represent themselves. Again, it will be up to individuals like the Rockdale voter, that group, and other groups like that, to find individuals to run for office and then push those individuals and then support those individuals and then let you know these are the individuals that we support and need in office that will make a difference, and they will change the trajectory of Rockdale County for the better. That's what we have to do, and it's what we need to do. I just want to remind each and every one of you again, come to Corey Hemrick's event, April 13th. Let Corey know that you support his movement, that we support someone else being sheriff of Rockdale County. Let's stick together and vote different people into office in May. Let's do things differently in Rockdale County. Let's make a difference in Rockdale County. Let's sign petitions and have meetings and force our local delegation to enact the 5 commissioners that we want. Let's re-energize around senior exemption from property taxes for seniors so that they don't get removed from their homes and they can live a life of dignity as seniors and not lose independent living. Let's do these things as citizens of Rockdale County. Let's find leaders that will guide us in that direction. Let's find leaders who will support us and not support themselves. Let's make sure that we make a difference. Tina Hobbs wanted me to make sure that you guys know that property tax assessments would be coming out soon. I think Gwinnett had just got theirs and it skyrocketed. So Rockdale County, we should be getting our property tax assessments here in the near future, any day now. And you will more than likely feel the brunt of another tax increase. Now, remember, they're going to try to tell you that it's not a tax increase, your properties went up. If I paid $1,500 last year and I paid $2,000 this year, I have a $5,000 tax increase. It means your properties went up. Charlotte said they already show on QPublic. But just remember, if your tax bill says $1,500 this year, last year, $2,000 this year, it's a $5,000 increase. That's what we've got to realize, folks. That these folks play a game of manipulation and word games. If we stick together, we can reset Rockdale and we can make a difference. I hope to see each and every one of you at the Corey Hamrick event this coming Thursday at 2:09. I'm going to put this up here. Let me read this out again. At 2009 Iris Drive, Southeast Conyers, Georgia, at 7 p.m. I hope to see you there. It'll be the start of supporting a new candidate for a new era and a new vision. I'll see you next week on this show at 8 p.m., where we will talk more about what you can do as citizens of Rockdale County to make a difference and reset Rockdale. Thank you and good night.